Hello, everyone. As an experienced and highly successful movie critic, I am the most qualified to be the one leading this tier list, which contains some of the most popular animated movies of all time. But before I take over this list from the top to the bottom, I will let every one of you have a single movie go to whatever tier you want to, because that's what we established beforehand.
Animated movies are for nerds and brokies. But if you're a billionaire and have spare time, then you can watch Kung Fu Panda, because it's basically a Rocky movie, but an animated version where this fat-ass Panda Po escapes the Matrix and fucks everyone up like me in my kickboxing days. I'm a playboy, so put this in supermodel class, just like my bitches.
I don't get you guys. We clearly need to put Baby Boss up there in the God tier.
Good Lord have mercy upon us. As of me, I would put Beauty and the Beast into a good time truly. My reasoning is the fact that it reminds me of my marriage, because I am like the beauty in the movie and Hillary is a straight up demon, and it's a good movie, but it can't go too far up because I always get sad about the fact that it's basically a documentary about my life.
Cool story. I would put Winnie the Pooh up there in the sky because it feels like a trip to the Wonderland with these funny characters that represent every possible mind illness like this. Tiger is just hyperactive with his ADHD, Donkey is always depressed, and Christopher is just straight up schizophrenic.
Wall-E stands as the pinnacle of animated cinema due to its profound exploration of environmentalism, loneliness, and human connection. Through its portrayal of a dystopian future, the film prompts viewers to confront the consequences of environmental neglect, while also delving into the universal human emotions of loneliness and the innate desire for social connection. Additionally, Wall-E critiques consumerism, highlighting the dangers of excessive consumption and technology dependence. By masterfully weaving together these themes, the film resonates deeply with audiences, leaving a lasting impact and earning its place as the greatest piece of animated cinema in history.
Madagascar is an iconic movie for me. These characters are so diverse and lovable, and all of them have a story, and they try to fit in the wildlife after being kept in zoos for years. And it has King Julian in it, and that's automatically bumps it up in terms of quality. One thing that I would change is the penguins, because they feel less like themselves in this movie. The standalone Penguins movie and TV show is fire, but this just ain't it here. Anyway, the movie is iconic.
Honestly, I just want to get Coco to the lowest tier possible because it's a bit too ethnic for me. And I hate how Pixar made that skeleton aunt hips so wide. Like, why would you do that with a literal skeleton thick?
Okay, just for that comment, I'm done with giving you options to decide anything. I do the rest now. So to start off, we have the third Shrek movie, and I know that it's the second best Shrek movie in terms of box office, but it wasn't even that good, and it's overrated as hell. All the characters that were introduced here for the first time, like Merlin and Arthur Pendragon, are forgettable. And what is even worse is that all they did for the main villain is to just recycle them from the second movie. How lazy is that? But it was made pretty well, animations are smooth, and the humor is still there, so it's still merit a okay tier. I will watch it with my kids, but I would not spend time on rewatching it alone.
Listen here, guys. The Incredibles are a top-notch movie, and it's not even close. This is peak superhero movie. The main villain is this movie is a bit like Biden voters. They idolize someone, and then they start to hate them after they find out how crooked Biden and all of the Democratic Party are ruining the hell of this country, and they just want to eradicate all of the government.
I'm not even going to comment that.
Not gonna lie, I would absolutely go goo goo go gaga for the Elastigirl.
Honk honk Milky Train!
Now let's go to the next super movie, which is the sequel to Shrek. And one of the situations where sequel obliterates OG movie, even though original movie is still a great movie that everybody loves. Second Shrek took everything from the first movie and made it better and added just more stuff to it, but not in a way that Shrek the Third did. In fact, if you would skip Shrek the Third and went straight to the forever after, you wouldn't have any gaps in the plot other than King Harold being dead. And don't even try to say something about spoilers in the comments, because the last Shrek movie came out 14 years ago, and we will probably spoil the plot of every movie. So if you plan to watch at least one of these movies, like Spider-Man, then get out of here and go watch it, and then you can go back.
One thing that troubles me with The Incredibles 2 is the voice actors. We waited 14 freaking years for this sequel, and the voice actors aged a bit, and you can hear that. Elastigirl and Mr. Incredible sound like Joe and Jill, while their kids, excluding Jack, sound like a full-grown-ass adults because their voice actors are full grown up. But seeing them back in the action and not being a lazy cash grab is kind of cool, and Jack gradually becoming the ultimate superhero with having like 50 different superpowers, including super strength and shooting laser beams out of his eyes, is also a cool thing because you know we will see more of him in potential future movies or series.
I did some research on Elastigirl, let's say, and I found out that she actually got thicker in Incredibles 2. I even made this proof right here in paint. Look at this. You can clearly see that her waist shrink drastically, and her thighs, along with Plum, just grew as much as my cock.
We don't want to hear it. I don't know how to feel Madagascar 2. It's really forgettable and mid. I don't even remember what is the plot of this movie, to be honest with you all.
This movie is the one where they flew this plane and where this old crazy granny was teaching these New Yorkers how to survive in the wilderness.
George's ears just perked up when he was talking about the plane part.
You're not funny, Donald. And where the hell is George anyway? He was here for the last 2 tier lists.
He told me before that he had a dinner with Laura planned tonight, so let the man eat in peace.
All right, fair enough. Again, I would put this movie along the Shrek the Third because it feels empty. It could be just deleted and no one would be sad about it. But the next one is definitely not going to be mine to rate because I have a clear bias, as it said, an island of Kauai, which is an absolutely gorgeous Hawaiian island.
I really don't know why, but I always have a strong urge to just curb stomp the shit out of this weird blue motherfucker. Worst of them all, absolute dog shit show Thrash tier.
What the fuck?
Yes. Now this underrated gem, Shrek Forever After, it was a beautiful movie. Let me tell you, the Rumpelstiltskin is a great villain that you just want to shoot on the spot. And Shrek's adventure into parallel timeline is also something fresh and different with all the ogres there, but the plot itself is really not as good. So I'm gonna just quickly put it a tier below the best Shrek.
Peter Pan is definitely a Joe type of person.
Oh, H, of course, because when Michael Jackson likes kids or some parent loves their kids, it's all cool and dandy. But when I say I love kids, it's a criminal offense and everybody calls the police and I get a restraining order from yet another playground. What is up with that? In fact, fuck you guys. I'm placing Peter Pan in top tier just to piss you off.
Joey put it down to the second lowest tier, or I'm going to napalm White House right now.
I'm not your puppet, oh banana-mungus.
Do it or I'm gonna melt all the ice cream in the world.
Wow, chill the fuck down, Trump. I'm gonna move it right now, just don't do anything stupid, Jesus Christ, man.
What do we think of Ice Age Boys?
Look, all I'm trying to say is that this fucking dumbass squirrel is somehow the most complex character, and his adventures were crazy, and it was so realistic that they showed how underwater pressure folded him just like the Titan submarine.
Don't forget about the time travel. He once time traveled to multiple realities and he ended up with putting multiple copies of himself in one universe, which is a paradox that is the worst possible breakage of the time continuum. This Ice Age universe have its own multiverse, which is crazy for animated kids movie made years ago. Absolute top dog of a movie.
Now let's rate Cars in the bulk. It starts with arguably the best animated movies of all time and ends with a literal repeat of the first movie, but the second one isn't really horrible, but it just missed out a genre for the target audience. It's comparable to Fast and Furious Downfall, but on a smaller scale, and Pixar actually knew that they fucked up, so they reverted it in the third movie. The first is going all the way up, second one is okay, meanwhile the third one should go along okay too. Because it's good, but only because it was basically the remastered version of the first movie.
I already ranted about Shrek, so you know that it goes just below the Shrek 2, but it's like the best possible movie from the iconic tier.
Spider-Man is a disgrace to the society and a lucky prick. This fucking nerd never deserved his powers, but the utilization of the multiverse is actually crazy in this movie, but I think Across the Spider-Verse topped this movie. I wouldn't mind putting this into the iconic tier.
This nigga is actually real-life J. Jonah Jameson.
Cry about it, Beta.
Now, fellas, don't get your knickers in a twist because it's not the time. I love Frozen, but only when Elsa and Anna were kids, but when they grew up, they just wouldn't cut it for me. They were no longer hot.
Oh my God.
Ants might be a shit movie, but it started the entire Pixar universe thing, and it's the OG Pixar movie, so it deserves at least an okay tier.
Now, Ratatouille just proved my feelings right about French restaurants and their disgusting cooking process. They use disgusting rats to make food. Thrash tier?
No, you fat, stinky piece of lard. Ratatouille is not going anywhere near thrash. It's a good time, truly, at least.
I'm surprised you didn't break your wrist or something when you slammed the desk.
Now, the most obvious S tier of all time. If anyone have any complaints about Lion King being the rightful part of top tier, spit them out right now. Any objections? I thought so. Moving on, we got another 90s movie, but this time it's Toy Story, and you can love this movie however much you want, but I just can't get over the quality of the animation. I don't give a fuck if it's from 1800s. Shrek was made just 6 years later, and it looks great, so no excuses. It would go to iconic if it weren't for the goddamn quality.
You a Minions? Bello. Me want banana gelato.
Good God, put it up in a thrash tier. Haha, got him.
Now, I'll have, everything that was made in the Cars exact timeline is just a cash grab to make money from the said Cars movie. I mean, like, what's next? You gonna make a movie about a cargo ship wanting to become a submarine?
I once watched this Bolt movie, and it's kind of crappy, but it doesn't hurt to watch. It'll be a great addition to Peter Pan and Frozen.
And there you have it all. Don't forget to subscribe and to give us money by becoming a channel member. Money, money, sweet money. Take that L cackling, Kamala. Even the entire Diddy List endorsement didn't give you anything at all. We will make America great again.
I don't want to get on the bad side of President-elect, but for God's sake, you literally have recorded flights to Epstein Island, and you have been his friend for many years. You shouldn't be talking about Diddy List, and I feel so sorry for all the women in our country. Project 2025 is a terrible act, truly evil.
I feel like I'm going crazy. How many fucking times do I have to explain that Project 2025 is not related to me, and I don't even have a clue who is behind that? Drop that shit already. I am elected. People casted out their voice, and you won't overthrow that, especially since I won both electoral and popular vote.
Guys, can we get to the sauce of this video already? I've been wanting to make this list since forever, and now I got a chance, and you all are delaying it by talking about some silly little adult talk that I don't understand.
Joe's right. By the way, tell Jill to tidy up the White House before I get there in January, because I know that place smells horrid, and your bedroom is probably infested by roaches and radioactive mold on walls, and I wouldn't be surprised if Jill Amber heard it all over the bed last night.
Oh no, you don't need to worry about that. Jill sleeps in her cage, so the only poop in my bed is all crafted by my delightful ice cream only diet. But we'll talk about it later. For our first word, we have W-Riz. And I feel like that's obviously going into the top of the list because this one is used in everyday talk right now and is really easy to grasp and has many uses. For example, Donald has W-Riz and Barack doesn't. That's a no-brainers tier.
And with that, you just earned a seat in the White House in our gaming nights. I was originally planning to have you standing there or just sitting on the cold, hard floor. But with that statement about my Riz, I changed my mind about you. And I will get a small hardwood stool with sharp edges so that you will hurt yourself if you fall off it.
Stop the cap, because you're just two seniors that don't have any Riz, and you are both about to decay any moment now, while I am a fly-ass nigga that's still keeping fit and fresh while being 60. If I dyed my hair black, I wouldn't look a day older than at the start of my second term. By the way, since we're talking about the terms, would you mind taking away the double term limit for the presidency, Dawn? We can't really find any replacement to me, and I am so universally loved that we wouldn't need to spend any money to campaigning since I would win by a country mile in every state but Texas. Oh, and I will not prosecute you, because you won't be a problem in the next 10 years since both you and Joe will be 6 feet under.
Well, man, that got dark pretty quickly. And to your information, I will probably just change our system to monarchy and start the Trump dynasty that will rule this country for the next 1,000 years. I will just take off the age requirement because Barron is too young to run for a president, and you should just realize that shoving a woman instead of Joe that didn't win primaries and have no career achievements in her career wasn't a good move, so you did it to yourself. I'm still surprised by the fact that I didn't win it after like 3 hours.
Next up is the word that best describes how Donald is built, and that is guy, which in case of Donald really has both meanings because originally it wasn't a replacement for just the word ass, but rather the reaction to the huge behind of a person. It referred to the goddamn, and with some twisting you could turn that to goddamn, and that's how we ended up with this word. Yet another banger of a word, so it's going up there with W-Riz.
This dinosaur is really out here dumping the brain rot slang lore up in here. This is the word that I am aware of and you're pronouncing it wrong. That's how you can tell if someone is a boomer. You just show them this word. And if they say that's gayot instead of giat, that's how you know they are true boomers. My age does not make me a boomer because age is just a number.
You're really trying hard to make that Epstein case easier, huh? You need to refrain from saying stuff like that because that's the argument you mostly hear from all the creeps like Joe and Sneeko.
Yeah, no wonder you know so much about Sneeko. If you had eyebrows slit and you would scream in high-pitched voice and have stick arms, you would literally be a carbon copy of him.
And Sneeko was also watching his girlfriend get railed right in front of him and crying. That was such an Obama thing to do.
I will not entertain your bullshit. You're saying that stuff because you're jealous of a working, healthy relationship that you never had. And you're just frustrated that Melania didn't sleep with you for the past 8 years, and that she's out there cheating on you without you having a clue.
Whatever makes you happy, Baldy. Now, Joe, what the fuck does slay even mean? I know what it means in the dictionary because it's a real world, but I am not aware of what meaning it has for those brain-rotted kids and schizo patients like yourself.
To be honest, I was just using this word to attract all the Gen Alpha baddies to Papa Joey, so I don't really like the word, but you got to do what you got to do. From my understanding, when you say slay, it just means something like get a girl, you know? But I still feel weird saying it, and it didn't really stand the test of time, so I'd put it in the me tier. And speaking of words that didn't stand the test of time, we have Ohio right up next. This is the OG word from the first wave of brain rot memes, and I think it was called 21st century humor back then, so it's more of a Gen Z word than anything else. But if you joke about Ohio in 2024, you just should be banned from all the social media and think about your actions, at least for a non-straight without access to sunlight. So this is going to the no tier. Now, I assume Donnie knows a lot about phantom tax. That's the only tax he supports, seeing how his ass is guilty of 34 tax fraud charges.
I'm just blown away. How does it work that when you have to give a speech that you practiced all night long or debate Donald on the simplest of topics, you can't form a single argument without your brain melting away in the middle of the sentence? But when we give you the stupidest of tier lists, you just drop some insane knowledge nugget. Like I had no idea about the sole existence of half of these words, let alone their meaning meanwhile. You just drop Harvard-level definitions without any stuttering or issues. And that terrifies me to hear because those words are mostly communicated between children.
The worst part about all of it is that he can't even say that it's because of his grandchildren, because the only G and Alpha grandchild he has is 6 years old. So the source of Joe's knowledge must be because of some devious ass activities. But for the next word, I am speaking on yours behalf as well, because Skibidi Toilet went from a silly joke to a whole ass meme era and basically defined brain rot and established it into mainstream. So while it might seem goofy, it deserves the top tier. And emojis are just emojis. They aren't exclusively Gen Alpha. Men like me may not use them, but I'm pretty sure that millennials sometimes spam them, so I don't have a clue why they are even in this list.
I think the tier with 3 dots was made exactly for this reason. It's just empty. It's not positive nor negative, even though it's in the bottom half. It's a neutral tier if someone doesn't know about a specific word or doesn't agree that it's a Gen Alpha slang. Let's put these 3 emojis and skull emoji right in there, Joe.
Whoa, it's my favorite now.
Well, it's fine, but it sounds cool only when you say it. When you type it in or read it, it actually seems like some glue-sniffing crayon eating window liquor that didn't finish kindergarten wrote this shit. But yeah, fine is a good place for it.
I will unleash the Trump wrath on the future Biden generations to come until it finishes the mission of leaving no mark of your last name to ever stay in the universe or history books for that shit.
Don't worry, Biden Blast will fight it off. Anyway, Sigma isn't really funny or serious after the wave, so if you use it as a joke, you are mentally a boomer. And if you're using this as an actual serious word and it's a part of your daily vocabulary, then you're cooked and you may as well just join the Andrew Tate University, because that's the only life path left for your sorry soul.
No, don't join it unless you want to gift him free $50. Just try to refrain from using this word as hard as you can.
I don't think I should be talking about the next word because Barack is more culturally related with the groups that use this word or the origin word, so I will let him rate it.
And then they'd be calling me racist. Yeah, right.
I know that you don't really care much about what you say since you are basically retired, but don't start with these Donald-ish comments that he was making back when we founded this channel. YouTube algorithms can get pretty scary sometimes, so nobody is safe, and with AI, it's only more advanced. Since you gave it up for me, I will drop my thoughts on the word anyway. So it obviously comes from the word shorty that originated in hip-hop culture, which is what Josephina right here was referring to. And it just looks like a typo, so I will not give this any credit at all. And it's going in the why do these exist tier. And I need some help because I don't have a single clue what is going on.
Don't worry, my chocolate friend. Papa Joe is here to explain and save the day.
I would rather get sat on by Lizzo than to get my day saved by this lunatic.
Rashid Orangi, the actual sitting president, has the talking stick. Baby Gronk is a young fella that rizzes up Livy Dunn, which is a hot gymnast, and that's basically all I know about. This kid got to meet up with some celebrities, but I really can't recall more lore or the background behind this. So, I'm sorry guys, I failed you on this one. Since I don't understand it, I'm sending this sweet couple into me tier. Now I'll take a quick nap to regain my ultimate knowledge, and you guys can rank a couple next words, because next 3 words are the older ones.
The irony of you calling something older. Sure, go and take a eternal nap, you fossil. Drip is something you both don't have, but my family does. It goes to the top of the list. Even if the left were to rank it, I'm pretty sure it would go to the same ranking because it even checks the DEI boxes you all go crazy for. I'm sure you've seen poor, rich, white, black girls and guys throwing this word around, and it doesn't even sound cringy. So I actually like this word very much.
And what a surprise. Next word also applies to you. You just prove every day how delusional you are. It sounds very childish though, and I just prefer to call people delusional. So I guess it deserves fine tier, but just barely.
Delusional, my ass. I just won the presidential race with both electoral and popular votes, and you are crying over it. That's a fact. Cap is going into the lowest tier possible because that's the only thing Kamala was throwing on my name this whole election cycle. Now wake up your stupid ass up, Joe. It's time to work. This channel wasn't made by sleeping on videos.
Go get yourself a tampon and stop screaming at wee little Biden. Now, what do we have here? It's giving. I spontaneously use it, but it isn't a game changer like some of those words. I won't bother explaining it because it's pretty clear and doesn't have any hidden meaning, so it's a good tier is what it is. Dupe, what the hell is this?
First idea that came to my mind was that it was meant to be dope and it was a basic typo. But then I realized people have been using this slang for decades, so it's clearly not a Gen Alpha slang or even Gen Z slang, so even the most mentally unfit list creator wouldn't do this. I just ignore this. We already have over 10 minutes of rant recorded, and there are still many words to rank, so put this in the triple dot tier.
So I'm going to go on a speed round until I find a word that's really special to me. The blanking has really great potential of playing around with it, but it isn't really a slang, but rather something people have been doing for a longer time. So again, a triple dot tier. Goofy is a gold word of this era. So top of the tier, of course. Side-eye is a TikTok trend that was really just annoying, so I will put it to the depths of hell of this list. Tripping or tweaking, as the list says, is a good word, not perfect though. For real wrote, as the acronym shouldn't really be considered Gen Alpha. I don't know who the hell made this list, but they should really rethink their career in making this list.
Can you imagine being our editor? This lazy fuck can't even check the list before giving it to us to rank. If he does it one more time, I will just say the N-word on a live stream so this fucker won't be able to get any money from this channel.
If you will do as much as start this live stream, I will beat your ass senseless.
Girls, stop fighting because you look like you are on your periods. See what I did there? Because the next word is period. Oh man, I cracked myself up. But yeah, I'm not a fan of those sassy black woman words, so I won't bother giving this anything else than no tier. If it's different, yet another banger. I think us using this word regularly on this channel is enough. Let him cook also goes in there, so I just absolutely shit the bed because I had the chance to say back-to-back is tier. NPC is one for the history books, but with it came a lot of funny memes, so I will put some respect on it and chalk it up to fine tier. And honestly, the entire rest of it is going up to the top of the mountain because they are truly iconic.
So on that note, I will end this video with a reminder that next week on Joe's birthday, we will play yet another game with Joe being the main character and play some golf and then just do the Christmas stuff for the entirety of December. Stay tuned. Subscribe and click the bell to get notified of every drop. And if you have a couple bucks that you can spend on anything, you can consider joining the membership. And in return, we will give you a couple of stickers along with loyalty badges that you can show off in the comments section. Stay healthy and always look forward to new opportunities.
Howdy, partners. I bring to you the Women of League of Legends tier list by hotness. Let's get straight into it.
You're really feeling YouTube-like today, huh?
Kinda. I just feel like this would attract new people and horny nerds to our channel.
Do you guys even play League of Legends?
My brother in Christ. Even Joe would remember what League of Legends is. There is not a single person on this planet that hasn't played League of Legends.
Joel, do you by any chance maybe main Annie?
What? No, I mean Zoe.
Bro, I don't even know which is worse, to be honest.
Technically speaking, Zoe is 5,000 years old, so it makes it a bit better for Joe, I guess.
Finally, he found someone his age.
Donald, we are almost same age. You were born only 4 years after me.
Let's stop arguing and start the list. First up is Ari, absolute top of the tiers for me.
She literally sucked your soul out in the lore, so that's absolute top for me too.
I agree with you guys.
She's literally a fox that morphs into seductive woman. Isn't this considered a furry? I put her at the bottom of the list for that.
Joke's on you, Joseph. You are not ruining this tier list today. Put her into top 3 tier. And the next one is Akali, waifu tier.
Yeah, I would smash the hell out of Akali. Waifu tier.
I don't really like her. That's a nice tier.
You guys are looking too short. If she was so hot, then why she covers up her face with mask all the time? I'll put her into okay tier because I can't see half of her face.
You actually make a good point, Joe. Math still shows that she should go into semi-waifus tier, though. Anivia is a literal iceberg, so I will not hear out Joe, and I will definitely not hear out Joe rambling about Annie either. But Ash, on the other hand, is in attractive tier.
Why are you breathing so much? Manchel punched you in the lungs too hard? Anyway, if Ash would not be covered up so much, I would put her above attractive tier. But she is not.
I'll go with nice tier again. She's just not in my type.
She's definitely not hot. If she was, then she wouldn't be in the Freglord tier for me.
That might single-handedly be the stupidest thing you ever said, Joe. And also, that shit take took Ash down a tier, straight into nice tier.
Never mind then. But now, there's someone in my type. Caitlin is the best one on this list, for real, for real. No cappuccino.
George and his fucking obsession with cowgirls. Caitlin seems too young on her cheeks for me. Nice tier.
I would definitely eat her cupcake. Possible waifus tier.
You are gross, Donald.
Caitlin seems to be in her 20s. She is too old for my liking. Tier.
That works out for attractive tier. For Camille, I would give her attractive tier.
Of course you like a strong, tall women. For me, it's tier.
I'm sure Caitlin is stronger, but I am damn sure she's also hotter than Camille. Okay, tier.
What the fuck?
Yeah, she isn't a very attractive person. She's going straight into okay tier.
Nice tier it is then. For Cassiopeia, I throw her into nice tier and no fucking higher.
She doesn't even have human lower body. Her big badonkas are the only thing keeping her in nice tier.
Yeah, right. Her head work must be terrible since she has such huge fucking teeth, and they are venom stingers too, by the way. Tier.
And would you look at this airport of a forehead? Also, this fucking moon tattoo just turns me off tier.
You must be off the mollies, right? Diana's next in queue.
Oh, right. But nah, I still think the same of both of them. Throw them in tier.
Snake lands in tier. Now, what are we thinking of this avatar lying looking at?
At least she's human, but Melania is still 3 times more hotter. Attractive tier works for me.
I don't fuck with long blonde ponytail, to be honest, and she looks dominant, so that's another con. I wouldn't put her higher than nice tier.
She is attractive, so your and Joe's takes are fucking stupid. But because of you both, she is going into nice tier.
Why did the chicken cross the road? I don't know. Yes, so I don't know why did the chicken cross the road, but I sure damn know that Elise is hot as fuck. Waifus tier.
That was worst fucking segue idea, combined with worst possible execution. Real Joe style, right here. But I agree that Elise should go into waifus tier.
As much as I would like to not agree with you, I just simply can't lie to my country.
You mean Kenya?
Oh, fuck you fucking loser.
So once we are done with your childish behavior, we can just smack Elise into attractive tier and go straight to Evelyn, which is top of the tier without any fucking argument, and Fiora, which is waifu tier, of course.
Ouais, bien sûr, je ne parle pas français, mais je peux, c'est sûr, tiens les scènes.
I'm going to go with a wild guess that it was your broken attempt at French, and you want to put her into waifu tier just because she is European. I want to go with possible waifu tier.
I'm not sure. She looks a tad too old for Papa Joe. Tier.
You're absolutely fucking gross. Plus, you let Fiora down into the abyss of semi-waifus tier. And I know for a fact that you and Barack would bark for Eloy. So she is going furthest down. That I can put her because she is atrocious. Now for Aurelia, I would put her into semi-waifus tier. And don't even think about trolling this one, guys.
What? Aurelia is waifus tier.
She is simply just not that hot, Joe. I'll go with Donald and assign her to semi-waifus tier.
I guess she's okay.
Oh, hell no, nigga. You ain't putting Aurelia in okay tier? She is going into semi-waifus tier regardless.
Jesus Christ, Barry, it was just my opinion.
We can't continue with Barack like this, and see you guys in part 2.
What's going on, you darn whippersnappers? Today we got a tier list of some weird colored candy and Obama's favorite vegetable, water polo.
There are so many things wrong with this sentence that I'm not even going to begin deconstructing it. Yeah, so we prepared a fruit tier list for you guys, and now I recognize how stupid of an idea it is. Joe doesn't know what the hell is a fruit, and Donald never had any fruit in his whole life.
I'll have you know that I had many fruits in my life, all of them to be exact.
And we can clearly see it, you fat blob.
Shut the hell up, Joe. Like I was saying, I had all the fruits in the past, and the first up is, I don't remember apples being green. What the hell is this fake news? All the apples I eat from McDonald's are red. This fake apple is going into F tier for fake news and red apple into C tier. It's sweet, but it's not that good, and it always makes my gums swell up for some reason.
Green apples have been here like forever. And why are you even making this tier list if you're allergic to freaking apples? But you get them from McDonald's. So they are not a real fruit, or they are sprayed with so many chemicals that they cause some allergic reaction from your gums. Maybe you should try some actual apples from a local apple orchard to see if fruit is the problem.
I refuse to believe you for a second that McDonald's would go out their way to poison their #1 client. Apples are a poisonous fruit, but they are sweet, so it could have been worse. But apricot isn't worse. True, the thing in the middle is annoying, but it's such a soft and sweet fruit that it can't go lower than B tier, if it weren't for this middle thing.
What the hell is an apricot? Is this some millennial slang?
B tier it is for apricot. Now, before Trump managed to make any jokes about me and bananas, I just want to say how tasty and universal they are. You can chop them up in your muesli, you can make smoothies with them, eat dried banana slices, and most commonly just eat them out the peel. They also have a lot of potassium, so they make your joints stronger. That's why you see tennis players always eating those in breaks. All for all, I don't see bananas anywhere below the highest tier. As for blueberries, they are just okay for what they are, but nothing extra. B tier is the max I can give. But coconuts are my jam. They are straight up bussin'.
Back when I was at the island, I remember that I used to slurp these coconuts all day. Coconut juice is goated, but it's hairier than Monica Lou.
No, I am not hearing you out, Bill. Let's just get back to the subject. Coconuts are good, but they're not comfortable in their base form, so that's I tier. Now cherries, Obama should rate them because he clearly knows a lot about cherries considering that he has a husband.
Now, why in the world is my wife catching strays? How you always manage to transform such a casual subject, like a fruit discussion, into talking how my wife is a man. It feels like you have some sick kind of obsession over her, and I am not comfortable with it at all. But I will rate cherries indeed. And man, I hate when you have a small bite-sized fruit. That is delicious. And there is always a seed inside, like in grapes, for example. Cherries are solid, but I feel like they are better when you make something cherry flavored, because there is something off about eating bland cherries. And I don't have a clue why is that, so it's going somewhere in B tier.
Oh man, there's a grapefruit coming right up next. You know how I like things young, right? So yeah, grapefruits are basically like people. They are sad and bitter when old, just like Donald, and they are sweet, tasty, and juicy when they are young.
What did you just call me?
Joe has a point. Grapefruits are known for being bitter and bad fruit, but they are actually one of the best tasting citrus fruit out there. When you get those young green grapefruits, especially this type with white insides, then you get one of the best taste experiences possible. I once got myself a whole basket of these things, and I eaten all of it in one sitting high off the Zaza watching the roast of Donald Trump.
It's absolute top tier, just like the next fruit. These little suckers are packed with sugar and juice, and they are also used to produce wine, which we all know Barry likes. Bro is definitely the wine dad type of guy. And they are also good for bowel cleaning, because we all know what happens when you eat too much grapes at a time.
Am I wrong for liking wine, though? I can appreciate a fine-tasting wine instead of chugging a Bud Light. Sue me. Kiwis are next in line, and when you get that perfect kiwi, which is not too soft but not too hard either, just perfect for scooping it with a spoon, you are in for a treat. But it's a pain in the ass to eat without anything, and you need to find a perfect kiwi for that, so that's a B tier. For the next two sour treats, you have to respect them and give them tier that they deserve, which is S tier. They are both great for different things, and while lemon is great for tea and some cocktails, you damn know that lime got you covered from the other side, providing that fresher, mintier, bitter taste that pairs well with plain water and harder liquor like vodka. Another great fruit I'm going to rate is mango. And you know that your boy Barry likes himself some exotic fruits. And it's the same for mango. It have no flaws. It's perfect when juiced, it's perfect on its own, and it's perfect for any dishes or smoothies. This can't go anywhere else but to S tier.
I'm throwing orange in the absolute thrash bottom of D tier because the D stands for Donald, and this orange reminds me of him a lot.
Shut the hell up, Joey. I know you ain't talking because you look like a drained and dried up pickle that was standing in the scorching, hot sun for 2 weeks straight and you stink like a radioactive onion that's been thrashed into various garbage bins and gone through multiple digestive systems. But I ain't here to roast you, but to rate some fruits. And you know how I like peaches. I get and eat them daily. But as for the fruit, it's unique with its texture. But it's not anything that will make you come as long as you talk of the fruit. So a tier is where this fruit belongs. Pears just look like a bunch of dumbasses, and it's basically a glorified apple that goes bad quicker. So I don't fuck with this off-brand apple, F tier, along with this dumbass fake news green apple. Pineapples, on the other hand, are great, and Melania can approve that. Don't get scared by the apple in the name because I don't have a single clue why it's there. Some dumbasses put it on pizza though, and it's just not good. The sweetness of the pineapple clashes with the savory sauce and cheese, and it just doesn't taste right. Plus, pineapple is a tropical fruit, and pizza is an Italian dish. It just doesn't make any sense to put pineapple on pizza. It's a disaster, I tell you. A total disaster. And besides, real pizza lovers know that the only topping that Big Papa Don can approve of are the traditional ones like pepperoni and sausage. Pineapple has no place on pizza. It's just disgusting and not acceptable.
You can't do it. It's disgusting.
Putting your whole S palm aside, I would put raspberries in a tier and strawberries in S tier respectfully. Raspberries are really small, and you don't have to do anything other than to wash them in order to eat them. But when you get a bite of strawberry covered in warm chocolate straight from the chocolate fountain at some Beaujolais party, you just get teleported into some divine-ass fourth dimension and stay there for solid 20 seconds.
Tangerine also reminds me of Donald too much, so put it next to his other twin.
Now, when I look at raisins, I come to the realization that it basically looks like Joe's teeth. Just some deformed, near black, dried-up hamster poop looking motherfuckers. But I guess it makes sense as old people seem to just love raisins. I don't know why these fossils do, but it is what it is. And guess what? The list is over. Look, if you aren't subscribed to us and you stayed for so long, why in the God's name are you still not subscribed? We have over 50 various videos for you to enjoy, so check out the binge watch playlist in the description so you can watch us for hours. There are also a few other tier lists you can check out on our channel, and that's basically it. See you next time, you poor people of America. I'm coming to save you in November.
I can't believe that you forgot about Obama's favorite fruit. Hey, Barry, where do you place water polo?
It's fucking watermelon Joe. Get it in your closed head doofus. But I don't want to talk about it. You just know that it deserves S tier, and you don't need explanation for it. It's a gift from God.
Hello, everybody. My name is Multiplier, and today Oval Office gave me reached the lowest point ever. We resorted to ranking last year memes. So, of course, I will be doing the list. Since I'm the funniest guy around, and you can ask any lady you want, and they'll say that Joe is that charming, young, funny man that got the riz and jokes on him.
Joe, you are about as funny as Amy Schumer's special, and your quote-unquote riz makes every woman call the 911 and report you to the authorities, and makes every kid on the playground to run away in tears.
Okay, that would be enough for your rant time. It wasn't funny, and as you can see, we have many memes to rant. First off, we have peak brain rot content because it was this nugget that was singing "Gay, gay, 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 gay," which was a very low quality cover of Cotton Eye Joe. And since the song got Joe a name, I'm giving it S tier. And hold the phone because it's actually a 3-in-a-row case. LeBron is, of course, my glorious king. And Sunshine, even though I don't glaze him as much as Shapiro does. And of course, the Superman meme wasn't funny like at all, but it spread kindness and made people want to do some good in the world. And it was about people doing good deeds and even saving other people. Was some of it fake? Of course, there were multiple fake videos, but there were also some real ones. And even the fake ones makes you want to do better.
I like it so far, but there's one thing you haven't touched on, and since all these memes died out already, shouldn't you include their lifespan? I believe those with longer ones should have got some bonus points that would take them up a tier and some of them down. I remember that this nugget got overused in the first week, and it died so damn quickly. The Superman meme was short on TikTok, but it was nonstop on YouTube feed because I always heard you blasting those shorts with Superman on your phone in the back seat whenever we were driving to the Taco Bell that's 5 minutes away from us.
I respect your input, but I will not let it affect my unbiased, greatest objective rankings that are always correct. That orange car is funny because it recognizes sus people.
Grow up, you big baby.
This cat is me whenever I hear Joe speak.
He is also orange like you.
Hey! Fuck you, buddy.
Okay, ladies, you can stop fighting now because Big Papa Joey is here to bust out some opinions and rank more memes. I'm sure you all already know that the Donald's car is S tier for sus, and I'm going to get on a speed round for a couple next memes because there is too much of them. The soldier PTSD meme is actually quite fun and had many uses, but it's not enough to merit S tier, so A tier would be adequate. But English or Spanish literally took over the world. And it was in the summertime, so everyone was outside and saying that, and it made for some fun moments. For example, me and Donald played this game when we were on a public bus, and we ended up staying there for over a day, but I finally broke and collapsed as I fell asleep. Some fun times it was. Anywho, we got Jonkler up next, and it was the worst version of low taper fade, because it was dragged the same way, but it got cringy and it fell short compared to it, but it's not the time for the low taper fade meme yet. So, Jonkler goes in C tier.
Gosh, you are literally so stupid, Joe. You said you will do a speed round, and then decided to take half an hour giving a lore dump about Jonkler and to sloppily retell our story. If you're gonna do a speed round, do it like that. So, Aura goes in S tier because it transpired the meme realm to the actual dictionary. Brain Rot did the same, but it goes one tier below Aura because I kinda hate it. The Symphony Dolphin meme goes into A tier because I love the parody song and it kinda made me nostalgic, the same way that most of you probably did. Freak Bob. Goes into B tier because it feels like knockoff John Pork. And Deadpool. Dance goes into D tier because as much as I love Deadpool, it wasn't even a proper meme but a cringy TikTok dance, and you know how I feel about TikTok dances. So there you have it, Joe. That's how you do a fucking speed round.
Yeah, I get it. But you don't have to be such a fucking many weenie, eeny teeny, whiny, fat slop, drinking, thrash, eating piece of dog shit to me all the fucking time.
Shut the hell up and make up some rankings, fuckso.
Putting this troglodyte aside, you have a couple of great ones ahead of you, Joe. I'm sure you will not mess it up.
The fuck did you call me?
Chippy? Chippy Chippy Choppa. Choppa car that was just bobbing its tiny cute head side to side to the song was nice and wholesome to look at, but it wasn't that much fun as far as meme templates go. This is like the most proper C tier of all time, which doesn't happen often. I assume that the GTA 6 picture refers to all the "we got blank before GTA 6" comments that mostly appear under Instagram posts. It annoys the shit out of me, and I always report them for terrorism because they terrorize me. D tier for this piece of shit, but I'm still hyped as hell for the game and can't wait. I will play it day one. How about you guys? I was thinking we could play it in the White House together when it would come out, but since Donald will be in charge, it's up to him, so it's just a suggestion I'm putting out there.
I'm not really that much against it, but then you smell so bad. I don't know, man. We will figure it out once we get to it. We have some time to think about it. But now let's don't, and instead rank some goddamn memes, because we are like 6 minutes in the video, and we aren't halfway done yet, even after a speed round.
Yeah, you're right, man. So then I'm gonna do my own, but without ranting off this time. Woody saying "let him cook" was definitely one of the highlights of this year, but I really don't see the appeal. B tier. That polished gnome that was walking around the malls, actually an Ukrainian refugee, and once he started to lose some clout, he resorted to such shitty things that he got officially deported back to Ukraine. I'm putting his ass to D tier for that. Jack Black as Steve would be A tier, but I assume we're talking about the whole trailer here, so the Minecraft movie trailer goes to C tier because Jack Black was the only good thing about it, and he is honestly the only reason I'm gonna see it in theater. Lego Batman Falling in Love was one of the most useful gifts under a Goth Dummy Mommy's comment section in Instagram for me. So that's an S tier from Papa Joe. And Danny DeVito gets S tier because everybody loves Danny DeVito, right? Guys?
Yeah, I appreciate his work, but I don't like how you mispronounced his name. Now I know with the next one, Trump will want to say something he seems as funny about Brits, but you can't say it. Whatever that is you want to blame or make fun of Brits for, you're not doing it. Just forget it.
Okay. But can I make fun of his skin color?
What? God, no.
Jeez Louise, he was taking the piss, lad. He just wants to make fun of his forehead by calling him Megamind, and I gotta respect it.
And Irish Joe strikes again. Though I still don't get why is Barry so butthurt about the Brit jokes. We literally have a meme that makes fun of a minority of New Zealand here in one of the last picks. But whatever. Carry on, Joseph.
That I will do, but stop calling me by my full name or I'll have to slap your butt cheeks so hard that you will swing the other way. I like to call it the Joe effect. But yeah, the Kurt Angle meme was fun while it lasted, so for like 3 days, I think C tier will be sufficient. I don't know why the Squidward meme is here because it has been out there for like, what, 3 years now, if not more. D tier, I really don't get why it's on here when it's an I tier list exclusive to 2024 memes. Mewing is not a meme, but an actual great life tip for all the people that weren't born with the Greek god chiseled jawline like mine, of course. S tier advice, but D tier meme. Joe Dog is cold as ice and ruthless when it comes to the rankings. The Yap Dollar I can kinda relate to, so it's deserving of an A tier. I reserve S tiers only for the real kings, so I gotta thread carefully around the top. All the troll-faced mango Stillwater funk bullshit is going straight to D tier because I was tired with the amount of lobotomy I got with that on all of the YouTube shorts I got on my feed. The Turkish guy that was shooting without any equipment is actually an elite ex-army marksman that Turkey deployed out there in the Olympics. And honestly, more countries should do something like that, and it would show to the whole world that this is how we train our soldiers, and it would be cool as hell because it goes hard. S tier for this dude.
I told you that it would be a long-ass video, but we are nearing to the end, so let's speed it up. Maybe talk more in depth about 2 or 3 memes, and let's call it wraps, boys. I'm actually quite impressed with all the knowledge this guy has about the things that are not related to his job in any way at all and are useless information. He is like a walking encyclopedia about all the memes or brain rot. It's actually remarkable. If there will ever be a Gen Z version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, we'll definitely put him out there. But as I said, try to not get off on a tangent and rank these memes. Funny man.
I like your words, lard man. So the light-skinned donkey meme was actually an old 2-year-old meme, if I remember correctly, and it is now being recycled, but now it serves a different purpose, and I don't feel too good about recycling dead memes and trying to give them a new purpose. C tier, because it catched on. Now for that dump truck alone, I would give Trump an S tier, but when he made fun of Kamala, that was it. There was no turning back from how good this video was. That's the peak S tier right there. Nikocado avocado is basically what Donald imagines his formacker cut to look like, but often fat, funny people are not funny at all when they lose weight. I don't know how that works, but when you get fat, the funny factor goes 10 times up. Just look at Chris Pratt. You will not convince me that lean Chris Pratt from First Guardians of the Galaxy was funnier than the overweight one in third installment. You just won't. But yeah, for getting the funny out of him, I'll give him a D tier. I think he even got a bit messed up in the head, but it all jokes. And we didn't mean it at all, ha ha ha. Please don't sue us.
Yeah, sure thing, Joe. Maybe don't body shame and don't accuse someone of mental issues when you uncontrollably laugh and have a crippling dementia, and you seem to be lost most of the time, okay?
Stop being a meme nerd. You've been told multiple times to stop going on and on about those meme lores. We don't need a documentary about meme history, we just want simple rankings. If we wanted to read an essay, we'd ask ChatGPT to blurt it out of his ass.
Very gross way to put it, but I agree, yeah.
Okay, you fucking pussies, you done fucked up the flow of Joe Dog, and now I don't give a crap. I will just do a speed run. The Ratatouille chef goes to C tier, Absolute Cinema to S tier, Diddy to S tier because that's my homie, Paulus Tyson. Fight to S tier because my goat won it. Chill Guy to D tier, New Zealand Weirdos to B tier, Knee Surgery to B tier too. And now that I think about it, I want to kick in your fucking kneecaps. Low taper fade that we have over here with Trump face on it goes into S tier. There. Are you happy now, you fuckers?
Or actually am?
Yeah, me too.
That's it. Fuck you guys. I'm going to sleep.
What's up, you fucks? In this video, we will rank all sports that are not actual bullshit. Also, we got towers to help us sort this out. So I will not be stuck with these two fucking Democrats the whole time.
Nice to see you too, Donald. Anyway, the first on the list is tennis. Personally, I think it's high-tier sport because of the dynamic game and flexibility of players, which is astounding.
I don't really like tennis. It's too complicated and fast for my liking. E-tier.
Of course your riggedy ass would say that. I actually used to watch a lot of games with Michelle, and I really like it. High B to low I tier for me.
I'm actually one of the best ever tennis players, but I don't have time for these low-stake tournaments, so I just play it in my free time for fun. It's my second favorite sport, right next to golfing, S tier.
So it goes B tier then. Fine. Next on the list is volleyball.
I'm not sure. It's too much jumping. It's bad for my ankles.
We don't care about your fucking ankles, geriatric. I actually played beach volleyball in 90s. It was fun, but sadly it's really hard now. But looking from the perspective where you actually are able to play volleyball, it's fun as hell. A tier.
I'm not a big fan of volleyball, and I don't see the magic in it. D tier.
I only played it once and I didn't care about the sport. But god damn, there are some bad bitches in beach volleyball. I even pat one chick ass and I gotta tell it was jiggly as fuck. S tier for that.
So it goes B tier also. Okay. Another one is table tennis. And this one I love to play, but only in Wii Sports. A tier.
This is just a lame knockoff. Tennis, E tier.
What was that sniff, Trumpy boy? Anyway, me and Michelle played table tennis on a regular basis. We even installed a table tennis table in the White House during my reign. Definitely S tier sport.
You were really feeling yourself on that statement, didn't you, Barry? I'm going to be neutral on this because I don't really give a fuck about ping pong. But math shows that it should be A tier. Now, golf. I really like golfing. I even gone to the same golfing club with Barry and Bill Clinton in 2017. What a great times that was. S tier.
Fat fucking W. Bush. I think everyone knows my opinion about golfing. So instead of ranting about it, I'll just give it a quick S tier.
I'm going to do the same as you. Golfing is truly one in a kind sport. And the best thing about is that you don't need to be young to play it.
Still learning the basics, but I already like it. A tier sport. But I still don't know which clubs I need to use in certain spots. And I used a driver when I was putting the ball in and accidentally yeeted the ball of the course.
Jesus, you are so brain dead, Sleepy Joe. What do we think about swimming, boys? E tier for me from the get-go.
E tier for me also. My dad once also drowned, so I hate swimming.
I may be black, but the ocean up in Hawaii hit different. Michelle and I love to go swimming with our daughters. A tier.
I don't have the ability to swim no more, and I never really liked it. But it's not the worst thing. D tier.
All right, we'll take the D tier for the swimming. Next up is something that I and Joe love. Cycling. S tier from us both.
Yeah, I love to go on cycling trips with my family, but I don't ride as much as you two. I'll give it a B tier.
That's absolute buffoonery. Why would you go on a bicycle when you can get somewhere faster with a Bentley? Nonsense. A tier.
This fat ass, I swear, I bet he's going to love the next sport, which is shooting.
You better fucking bet I do, Steer.
I just did.
It's our great national sport.
It's fun, but I don't know how you can go full time with this. B tier from me.
Shooting? No shooting. We should ban all the guns right now.
What the hell?
Please don't hit me, Jill.
The fuck?
Let's just leave it there and throw it in the B tier. Joe sounds like he got brain damage, which you can get in the next sport, boxing. I like Muhammad Ali, but that's about it. C tier.
Clever segue right there, George. I don't really like boxing. but Michelle do, and let's just say that I got a little PTSD from this E-tier.
Of course, Barack gets beat up by Michelle. I am personally a fan of boxing, and I would beat you all up. B tier.
I once tried boxing with Kamala, but I didn't get the hang around it, and I woke up in the hospital next week. E-tier.
You two are such a pussies. But it's the way that voting works. So there goes boxing in D tier. Next up is archery. But this is basically shooting for pussies. So I will put it right behind, and now, the retarded cousin of tennis. Badminton E tier for this abomination.
Oh, badminton. I love badminton. It's nice with its pace when not played professionally, and shuttlecocks are light,
He said
so it
cocks.
hurts when you get hit with it. A tier.
I don't really give a fuck about badminton.
Me neither. So it automatically goes into C tier. And for rugby, I will create a special tier called Fuck This Shit, because who decided to fuck up football so bad? What do we think about skiing, boys? I never really tried it because I hate cold. Here in Texas, it's heat in the summer and in the winter. A tier for cold.
I met Yvonne at the ski slope, but that bitch couldn't chase me down because I was too fast. Haha. B tier personally.
Why you are always so loud. And about skiing. Michelle and my daughters love skiing, but I just prefer to stay at the mountain hut and drink hot chocolate and then go to a Hawaiian beaches to chill out. D tier.
I used to ski back in my days, and it was fun. B tier.
So into C tier, it goes, next up is, oh my God.
What happened?
Horses.
Okay, cowboy, we get it. S tier for you. Back in 1600s, I was riding a horse everywhere when I was a knight. S tier.
Horses are crazy expensive and they stink. I once tried to pay my lawyer with a horse, but he didn't want it, so I sold that horse to Towers. with a
Horses?
discount. A tier.
Yeah, I actually don't care out horses, so it sums up at S tier. Cricket is just worse baseball, so by default it's E tier. Now time for the soccer. I actually remember playing soccer with a bot. He had a strong shot. A tier for that beautiful memory.
I'm a fan of soccer, and also USA is getting better at it. And my presidency got messy in our league, so let's go with S tier for soccer.
Yeah, he didn't saw your ass. If he met you, he would prefer to go to Saudi Arabia. I played soccer in my college years, but it wasn't for me. C tier.
My father also played soccer at college. Personally, not a big fan though, so D tier.
All right, so it's a B tier. And now, the one and only great football. S tier.
Steer.
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 And baseball. Steer.
Agreed.
Agreed.
I agree.
All right, now we can all agree that field hockey is going into the depths of E tier, but what about ice hockey? It's a D for me, honestly.
L take. It's B tier.
Are you all dumb? It's C tier.
It's and I forgot.
You forgot, but I will remind you that it's B tier.
So D tier it is. Now the last one, basketball. S tier, no questions asked.
Preach, brother.
Not the biggest fan. D tier.
I'll take Joe's side this time.
Are you dumb or something? You just made basketball thrown into B tier.
I'm done with these idiots. I'm out of here.
Yeah, me too. Fuck you guys.
Well, I guess we are alone then. Oh, I'm going back to sleep then. And
What's going on, you dirty, dirty animals? We found a perfect tier list for us to make.
Why is this list perfect for us? Is it because we will rank every woman here on S tier because we respect every queen in our beautiful world, just like they deserve to be respected?
No, you demented old fuck. It's because we already did a League of Legends bitches tier list, so we have experience in rating how hot each kid. Each girl, I mean hot babes. Cut this out later, editor.
I don't know if I should be impressed because of the fact that you remembered something, or if I should get concerned by your recent attitude, which does not suit you. You spend too much time gaming with Donald between videos, and it shows.
What's up, losers? Where the hoes at?
Bill, I like you, but you always come up with this attitude, and you always scare women at every party because you're only 4 years younger than Joe. Don't you have a wife anyway? You shouldn't be messing around like this with other women. Monica Lewinsky should be enough controversies for a lifetime.
Don't listen to him, Bill, and grab him by the pussy.
First off, we have Anna from Frozen, and she was hot for the first 15 minutes of the movie, but then she got old and she wasn't enough for a real Bidenator like me no more.
She was 18. In what world is that old?
I prefer her sister, so let's throw her somewhere on the B or A tier.
I didn't sign up for such a sexist and misogynistic tier list, guys. Let's stop and just take a moment to appreciate your wives, your daughters, and every woman around you.
I mean, I know I had hot wives and daughters, but we're here to rank animated characters that aren't even real, so shut the fuck up, you woke LGTV, HD, RGB, HDMI, DV8, NFC, BLM, GM, Pony Soldier.
Hey, stop disrespecting. It's actually called LGBTQ GN4 if you like to. It also can be LGBTQ22.
I think your dentures fell out halfway through the first acronym because you haven't said a single letter from then on.
Yeah, they did, but that's not the point. The point is that Anna is presented here in her adult form, so she's going somewhere in the C tier.
She's not the best, but that isn't a C tier. It's got to be B tier, man. I'm not going lower than that.
Oh, fine. But oh man, the next one is another story. The nasty things I would do for that fish.
Oh. That's a mermaid, Joe. Mermaids aren't considered fish. And how the fuck do you manage to sexualize the only non-human thing in a mermaid?
He's right about Ariel being damn fine, though. Not gonna lie, I don't care if she's a fish or not. I'm sliding in that first chance I get.
You guys are blindsided by her boobs. The boobs are not worth the fishy troubles. And mermaid always were depicted as the monsters that would eat sailors, so I'm gonna stay out of that.
I would go crazy for just a whiff of Belle's hair, like, oh my God, can you imagine this smell?
Yeah, she probably smells like a dirty beast dick. You go and smell that wrecked pussy while I put her in the C tier and go straight for that French shoddy Colette.
You don't want that, Lil Bro. These French hoes don't shave down there. It's a disaster. And I feel just like in the 1970s.
Oh man, I planned to just put her somewhere mid, but now that you mentioned that she became a straight up S tier.
Christ almighty.
Omega Ultra Smash. I'm not even going to listen to your sorry asses thrash talking Elastigirl. If any of y'all motherfuckers want to try me, then just know that I have multiple drone strikes at my disposal right now.
What happened to your morals? And if you think anyone would put Elastigirl anywhere below S, you're a real nutjob, Barack. Last time, Bill even told us about the fact that she literally grew thicker in the second movie.
I don't agree with that, but I can pass you guys one ranking. I pass every single bill that Kamala hands me, so I'm pretty used to it by now.
Of course you do. Now here comes Elsa, and I believe she should one-up her sister and nothing else. So let's put her up in I tier, and we got another Pixar MILF on our hands. Aunt Cass have two huge arguments for why she deserves S tier, and I won't try to fight them because I'd rather to motorboat them.
Disgusting ass motherfucker.
So next one is Jessie, and she's a type of girl for Bill, and she's a freaking toy. And I refuse to sleep with something artificial until AI robots will hop in my bed. Now I'm not a fucking furry, so this rabbit ain't going anywhere else than D tier.
I agree. D for dicking her down, of course. Yeah. Now for the merit. I may be Irish, but I'm not stupid, and I acknowledge that these ginger creatures aren't human, and they are actually an outcome of a genetic mutations, and you can see it in their soulless eyes, so I won't fall for it and just throw her somewhere down there. I don't even give a fuck.
Great. Since we're going to get canceled after this video, I will rank some of them too. So the Moana is a brave, kind, smart, and beautiful girl from somewhere in the Polynesia archipelago, so that hits close to home, and I'll put her on the A tier, because S tier is reserved for the absolute elite only.
Oh man, hell yeah, I would take ball torture to put my pipe in Miss Potts' pipe.
My dong too fat for that, but now, with Nal, I'm not unequivocally identified within the cultural subset, typically characterized as furry, yet paradoxically I possess an aspect of affinity or resonance with said subset, thereby manifesting a nuanced and complex relationship with the furry community. And those damn fuck me eyes, Nala, are giving in this photo. Make me want to act up and buy a ticket to Africa right now.
She's not even a furry. She's a whole-ass lion that doesn't possess humanoid body. You're just admitting that you would commit bestiality.
Oh man, Rapunzel's definitely my type. I would do her all day.
Just the fact that this disgusting statement is the nicest thing I heard for the past few minutes says a lot about this channel. And why the fuck is there a car in this tier list?
Don't lie to yourself, Barry. You wanted to do Sally since the first time you saw her in Cars, didn't you? I can't even blame a brother. Everyone wanted a piece of that.
You know what? I can't do this anymore. I'm leaving. I'm just going to take someone to replace me here.
All right, gather round, fellow aficionados of animated greatness. Let's dive into the scientific endeavor of ranking Pixar characters with the meticulous precision of a particle physicist dissecting quarks. Starting with Elastigirl from The Incredibles, she's undeniably an S-tier superhero, balancing her family life with her crime-fighting duties with unmatched finesse. Belle from Beauty and the Beast earns an A-tier ranking for her intelligence, bravery, and unwavering love for her enchanted friends and the Beast.
I'm
Colette
leaving.
Tattoo from Ratatouille lands solidly in the B tier for her culinary prowess and no-nonsense attitude, adding depth to Gusteau's kitchen. Ariel from The Little Mermaid makes a splash in the A tier with her curiosity, courage, and timeless appeal as a Disney princess. Elsa from Frozen freezes the competition with an S-tier ranking, her icy powers and emotional journey making her a powerhouse character in the Disney canon. Anna from Frozen slides into the A tier with her optimism, determination, and heartwarming journey of sisterly love and self-discovery. Lastly, Aunt Cass from Big Hero 6 Inches brings warmth and humor to the table, earning a respectable B-tier ranking for her supportive role in Hero's life.
All right, that's enough for me.
Very appreciated input, Benjamin. First up, we have Jessie from Toy Story, whose journey from abandoned toy to beloved member of Andy's toy family earns her a solid spot in the A tier. Her depth of character and emotional arc resonate deeply with audiences, solidifying her status as a fan favorite. Judy Hopps, the determined bunny cop from Zootopia, strides confidently into the A tier with her groundbreaking role as a protagonist challenging societal norms. Her tenacity, wit, and dedication to justice elevate her to icon status within the animation realm. Merida from Brave earns a respectable B-tier ranking for her spirited independence and the themes of family and tradition explored in her story. While her character arc is compelling, it may not reach the same level of complexity as those in the A tier. Moana sails into the A tier with her captivating journey of self-discovery, cultural exploration, and leadership. Her bravery, determination, and connection to her Polynesian heritage make her a standout heroine in the pantheon of Disney characters. Mrs. Potts, the comforting teapot from Beauty and the Beast, finds herself nestled in the B tier for her nurturing presence and role in the Enchanted Castle. While she offers sage advice and warmth to the other characters, her impact may not be as pronounced as those in higher tiers. Nala from The Lion King prowls into the B tier with her regal presence and loyalty to her pride. While she serves as a supportive ally to Simba, her character development and screen time may not be as extensive as those in the A tier. Rapunzel, the long-haired adventurer from Tangled, shines brightly in the A tier for her compelling journey of self-discovery, infectious optimism, and memorable rapport with Flynn Rider. Her spirited personality and sense of adventure make her a joy to watch on screen. Lastly, Sally from the Cars franchise cruises into the C tier for her role as Lightning McQueen's love interest and voice of reason in Radiator Springs. While she adds charm to the ensemble cast, her character depth may not reach the same level as those in higher tiers.
Subscribe to Oval Office Gaming right now, or Barack will go get your oil with his drones.